that out. All right, and we back. Hey, it's the No One Else Says podcast.
Yes, it is.
It's your girl Victoria.
It's your girl Fancy D Ray.
And we are in the building.
Yes, we are.
This is episode 69.
Ooh,
69.
69. Do you in or do you back? Same time.
So we have some very special guests in the building.
Ooh, special.
Yes, I want to give her an introduction because I was once working somewhere that was very stressful to my life.
Mm-hmm. You talked about it a lot.
And there was only one person there the entire time that was nice to me from jump. And then considering everything that I had been through at the time, she just held it down as a really good friend. So let's give a round of applause for Bobby, everybody.
Oh, thank you. I'm a good person. I try to make it happen. I'm going to make it. That little referral. I got a reference now. I ain't never had a reference in my life.
So I'll write it down, write the notes.
I'm saying my whole resume is a lie. I'll make up every single one of them.
I think everyone lies on their resume.
No, you call my sister about 4 different times, and she gets 4 different names on her resume.
You just got to know what the position was, how long I was working there.
I got her by her nickname and maiden last name, her married last name, and her government name. I got all types in the middle name.
Yes.
And her husband's like, it don't matter.
I don't think anybody tells the truth on resumes.
That's not what resumes are for.
No, it's to lie and get a job.
It's to spark your creativity.
Hello?
Okay?
That's exactly what it is.
It's critical thinking. That's what a resume is.
I like that.
Okay, and Bobby, you brought someone with you. Introduce me.
I did. My sexy piece of dark chocolate.
Oh, man.
My man, my musician man.
They be on Facebook.
He is. He's a musical artist.
Okay.
We do a quick plug because he just dropped his album, so I'm proud of him.
Oh,
Mr. Roderick Vaughn.
Roderick Vaughn. Let's give a round of applause.
What it do?
So are you sing? You play an instrument?
Doing everything. I'm make all the tracks.
Okay.
I do all the raps. I do all the singing.
Okay.
You play the didgeridoo.
Okay.
The little
what?
thing.
Didgeridoo.
He do all the things. The ukulele.
The harmonica.
The little recorder thing from 3rd grade. Kill that shit. Fuck what Liz is doing. Have you seen him on a recorder though? That was right there.
Doing the south side. Doing the south side.
I also want to say that Bobby, she writes also. She's a really good writer. She had me come in and she wrote some screen
I have a show, I have my series coming out 2020 called I Am Not Okay. Which focuses, I'm an advocate of Black mental illness and that we need to talk more so we can move past.
That is actually, that is a great segue, but hold on. I just want to... So she wrote some scripts up and stuff, and then we had a reading or whatnot. It was really fun. I did horrible.
You did not do horrible.
I did. It was so bad.
No.
But it was so much fun though. I thought it was so cool. I mean, her stuff was real, raw. It was a shit.
I need to have in my back pocket.
I used to think I was an actress. So let me know when you have some.
Oh, girl, I got scripts for days. She read.
And let me know when you need a 7-year-old little girl too. I have some.
I have
one for you.
She read a script for me called #Tatiana, and so which I've developed the story even more. I love it. She's saying she did a bad job.
Oh yeah, I did read the thought. She tried to give me the bitch that would have been raped and
She asked for that. She was like, give me something heavy. She's like, give me something heavy. I'm like, boom, rape, heavy.
And then I read the Thotty script and I was like, nah, that's me right there. Okay, look, so we start every show off with the shit of the week. And so the shit of the week is just it could be anything. It could be a rant. It could just be whatever's going on. It doesn't have anything
just
to do with
your shit of the week.
Yeah.
And we don't pressure you guys, so if you guys have one, you can talk about it. If not, then you don't have to. Did anybody have anything to say?
Okay, wait, I'm going first.
Okay, she wants to go first.
There was a segue in what you said. So, we normally record on Fridays. So today's Thursday, but it's not going to be uploaded probably until tomorrow sometime.
Right.
Which tomorrow will be Friday. But actually today is the mental illness National Day or whatever.
Right.
So I just wanted to say that was my shit of the week and bring attention to that and for all the crazies, including myself, just Black Power.
Okay, right.
Okay. And that's because we have always been taught to not talk to a therapist and just when someone crazy in the family, they're just crazy.
Exactly.
And we've never dig into it as a black community and paid attention to it and know that this is really an issue.
Exactly.
And we should,
right.
It's okay to go talk to a therapist because the therapist is not gonna really tell you anything that you don't need to hear. They just kind of help you critical thinking. They just kind of help you out. And I think that we should, really pay more attention to it as Black Americans.
Have any of y'all done therapy before?
Oh, absolutely. I've suffered from depression, something vicious. And so, and I realized as I'm watching myself unravel, I'm like, I can't continue here because it's becoming, I'm entering a very unsafe space.
Right.
And so it's either...
I'm gonna get some more.
Okay. So no, I'm definitely... That's because margaritas is Kool-Aid. It's grown-up Kool-Aid. But it's a whole different show. 5 minutes from now. And another thing, if your mind ain't...
We had a transition from sober to drunk on the show.
Man.
Even I've done it before.
You've
done
I
it
did
before
it just 2 weeks ago.
We're both lightweight, so this should be interesting.
Yes.
And we both drinking this like it ain't shit. Like, margarita.
I'm gonna make another batch. It's gonna be scrum.
Back to the mental illness type situation. I've never been to therapy before,
But
I need to go.
But it's not intervention. That's why she called her. She didn't tell me shit about a podcast. She said, she's like, my best friend needs help. Bobby.
But no, I know I need to go because I know there's certain things in my life that happened to me as a kid that affects me as an adult. I know. We weren't talking about that.
But that's all of us, though.
Well, my main thing is, we're all family here, so I'll share. My mother, didn't raise me. And so my very big thing that I have a problem with and it affects me in relationships is abandonment.
Mm-hmm.
I have abandonment issues.
Yes, ma'am.
And I think when I'm in a relationship, I am very clingy because I'm afraid to be abandoned. And when I get broken up with or whatever, or when it can be when someone decides to leave me for whatever reason, it hurts me to my core. But it's like, fuck you. It's the abandonment issue. So I have a good job with insurance now, so I will be in the therapist next year at the first year.
Open enrollment season.
I pass my motherfucking therapist around. It's a shit.
Yes.
My cousin.
A lot of everybody in my family.
My best friend. Go see her. I go see her.
But see, here's the thing that I learned is so true when you start.
Session for free.
I got about 10 punches on this card, okay? This rewards program. I got all types of referrals. Stop playing with me. But I've known, when we really start talking, we realize how much we have in common. And how mental illness gets you is that you think you're at it alone. You think you're walking this journey alone. Now, you just said that. This is the first time we're meeting. My biological mother gave me up. I'm the youngest of 5. I'm the only one that was given up. So I have serious abandonment issues. I'm like, how the fuck did you pluck me?
I was given up first.
Her mom is kind of the same thing. Like, she had the youngest of them the longest. Yes. So the other ones she didn't have. It's one of them she ain't have, but a baby in the hospital. Bloop,
that was me.
Oh, I thought it was Jared.
Damn.
No, Jared. No, it was me.
Okay.
Like
I was paying attention to my story.
What's up?
You didn't know me for this long. You didn't know the one that got dropped off first.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, so she just.
You tell about type of stories and it's just one bitch.
Okay, that's why she is the angriest of all of them. It's 4 of them. She's the angriest.
But no, okay, so I'm one of 5, and I struggle with for the longest. I'm like, how did one singular one get picked out the batch to be given up, and then how did that become me? Like, what's so shitty about me that you decided?
The other one? Did she raise any?
Yeah, all of them, and I was like,
you.
Yeah, and it was just like, oh yeah, off. Like her name's not on my birth certificate.
Her name is not on your birth certificate.
No, her name was not on my birth certificate.
You were number 5?
I was number 5.
Girl, Cheryl, now you got to, come on now,
well,
you got to cut us some slack now. You got to cut us some slack now.
That's what she said. That's the same thing she said.
No.
What I'm going to do with 2 more kids?
But no, it's definitely something I have found peace with now, but I struggled with it for the longest time, and without realizing I was struggling with it, right? And so my thing, and why I write what I write, and why I created this show, is because I learned to stop focusing on what is normal and start focusing on what is healthy. And with Black people, it's a lot of janky shit that's normal, but it's not healthy.
But it's not
and so the biggest example I give is baby mama, baby daddy issues. Most of us could probably raise our hands and say we got a problem with the person that we share a child with. However, that's not healthy. Right? It's okay, baby. It's okay.
How many? You have 3?
3. He's a good man, all by the same woman. One wife, one ex-wife.
One man, one baby mama.
mama.
We had a show, 1 man, 4 baby mamas.
Yes.
So,
That's fun.
Very.
And that's something else I had to struggle with. I'm like, okay, so I had this set up to be after my biological mother relinquishing her or surrendering her custody, I had the set up for a white picket fence type story, so now I'm placed into this private school.
Yeah.
I'm like the only Black person there. I have this incredible education. I'm raised by my stepmother now and my biological father, and everything's looking up or whatever. And then she dies, and it just goes to shit. And I'm angry as fuck. And
Your mom.
yeah, my mom. Right. So I didn't even.
Yeah.
I don't call my biological mother my mom, and so because I didn't know her,
Yeah.
she gave me up. She lived in California.
Right.
I'm here, and so my stepmom, who I call mom, and I even struggled with that because people were like, "Oh, that's not your real mom." I'm like, "Man, fuck y'all."
Yes.
No,
I get that all
I
the
don't.
time.
I was like, "No,
I
don't
get
do
that
that
all
to
the
me."
time.
No,
And
don't do that to
let
me.
Let me tell you how I justified mine. Because for a long time I was angry and went through the motions, but I try to justify, but it doesn't make it any better. But I try to justify by saying, well, since she gave me to this person, I had a better upbringing. I was in a better situation.
Right.
And that's just trying to justify, but the underlying issue is still there.
Right.
The underlying issue is
I
still
tried to
there.
console myself,
Right.
with that, saying, okay, so had she not done this probably would have been my life. I would have had this struggle. But then there was something there that was like, no, man, I wanted you to try though.
Try a little
like
harder,
if we were struggling together, we would have been struggling together though.
And you know what? My oldest sister, one of her things was, since she was giving up, it was different for all of us. My mother had 4 children, and she gave us up differently at separate times. Like I said, I wasn't say straight out the womb, but like 6 months. Like she had me the list. And reason being is because I think she kept trying to come back and forth. And my aunt who raised me was like, no, you're not going to do that. You're going to let her stay here or you're going to leave. And she chose to let me stay there. Well, point being is, I see mothers all the time that are like, it doesn't matter if I'm under the bridge, my kids are coming with me.
Right.
And so I look at that situation, I'm like, well, why she couldn't just fight it out like that? It's a lot, and I do got to go to therapy. And now I have gotten better with the hatred I had for her in my heart. I had to.
So she said.
No, I really am better. I don't hate her because the crazy thing is it's not only childhood, it spills over into adulthood about how she keeps fucking me. There goes the anger.
Girl, I'm trying not to put all my business out there. Not even because I'm ashamed. I'm trying, everybody has their side of the story.
Right.
And so because I would hate to dog walk somebody when they don't have the opportunity to speak their own truth. So that's why I'm trying to
this is the shit no one else
about
says.
your truth though.
Why this is about you?
This is your truth.
And it's the shit no one else says.
That's true. And I'm not going by my government name, so it's okay. No, I'm joking. No.
That lip got nut on it. I said it.
I think that's what it was.
We said it could be anything.
Leave it to the imagination. But
so, what happened in your imagination? What's the story of the logo? If that's nut, I'm just curious. The sidebar, real quick. Let's journey down this alleyway.
So I have another one where I made the white part pink.
Oh no! I want to know if he thinks that's nut.
He wants to know.
And then I want to know his story.
Art is in the eye of the beholder.
Right. What
So
is
he wants to know
happening
what is
to this woman?
With the bullet and the nut.
Yeah,
How
that's
did all
nuts.
that
And she
happen?
he shot it. He shot it in her face because I'm a writer, right? So I already got it. Fuck it, your story's stupid.
bullet represents the nut because nut can shoot out at 20 miles an hour.
Wow. Okay.
I didn't know that. That's pretty quick.
And she was just thugged out with it and just was like, yeah, nigga.
And she caught it like
And
a
she
bullet.
caught it.
Yes, honey, yes.
She did that.
Well,
I like that. That's a very good interpretation.
I like
and
it.
she's ghetto because she has a grill.
Yes.
Well,
no, she's Houston,
she's
Texas.
not, yeah, Houston, Texas.
This
She's
was
Houston,
Lexus.
Texas.
And she got the old
catches
school. She got the old school grill. Look like that's individual. That's She
collected the individual.
That's a juvenile. That's how the grills used to be back in the day before they started pulling them in and out.
Collected the individuals.
Yes. When they
every
really got
first
their
and third.
teeth stacked out.
First and third page.
And them teeth look like motherfucking chiclets up under them because you know they got them real teeth shaved down.
Got like a real crown. Yes.
I lie.
I love
Okay, so what's the topic tonight, Fancy?
Okay, I have some shit.
Oh, okay, go ahead. And then I want to say something else before we start.
Okay.
But go ahead. What's your shit?
My shit of the week is Dave Chappelle came into town.
Oh,
How do you
God.
feel?
No, because I'm
She
upset
will
about
not
it.
let it the fuck go.
3 shows.
3 shows, but you didn't know it was going to be 3
Doing
shows
one
until the
tonight,
day of.
Yeah.
Right.
He's doing one
Doing
tonight.
tonight.
I bet he'd be at the Alley Cat. Well, let's go. What do you
He ain't gonna
think?
be at the Alley Cat.
Maybe,
Tonight?
Maybe he'll go to the Breakfast Club.
Well, I know he parties, okay?
Yeah.
So if he's here for 3 days, he didn't hit up some spots. We don't know
Okay,
where,
but this is my thing. This is
but
why
I don't think he's gonna be at the Alley Cat.
Well, this is why I was upset about it. I was upset about it because, and I understand you said that he does these pop-up shows or whatever. So they announced it on the news, hey, at 3 o'clock these tickets go on sale. But when you click on at 2:57,
It's gone.
you're 200 in line.
No,
2,000.
I was 1,620.
Okay, almost.
You were close.
I was just
Tighten up that relationship with the Lord. If you will.
Then the motherfucker counted down, bitch, all the way to 2 and said, one person in front of you. Got down to 1, and then it goes, tickets have been sold out.
Damn.
Like, I'm sitting there at my screen just waiting.
Do you think we can show up and see if they have tickets there for us to get in? Because
It
it
starts at 11. They did say something like that online, like as far as coming up to the box office and stuff like that. But girl, I don't do shit like that. So
I need to be prepared.
You just cut a hole in
right.
the roof
I just want to be
and drop
prepared. It's pulling up. It's gonna be a long, dumbass, stupid line that I won't.
Parking about to be a
parking.
bitch.
Well, you have to park. Well, it's at the House of Blues, so you're gonna have to park stupid anyway. Because the House of Blues is downtown, and
It's gonna be extra stupid.
It's
Well, that was
it's
my
just,
shit.
It's
That
just
was
a
my
full
shit.
niggerdom.
I'll wait for the Netflix special. I'll be fine.
I
Just
said
tucked up in my
that
living
too.
room.
I said that too, but that was my
Okay,
shit.
wait. To go off of that is so then I went on to Live Nation's website and it made it seem like I could still buy one. Like it took me all the way almost until the checkout process, but the ticket was $231 for one. So, but I was like, let me just see what happens if I'm like gonna pay for it. But then once you get there, it's like no, sold out. You know?
Yeah.
But
So that was my shit of the
$231.
week. I would really love to see Dave Chappelle live.
She was very upset.
I was very upset. I almost was like, fuck Dave. No, I said it.
No,
I
she did.
I said fuck Dave Chappelle, but not like from my heart, but from my mind.
In a good
You know the
way.
one time in a good way. You know the one
In a
time
good
I
way.
saw Dave Chappelle live.
You
he
seen it
bombed.
live? Damn.
The one time, like I don't know if he was too fucked up or whatever, because he wasn't saying much on stage.
Yeah.
And it was one of those. Y'all remember seeing some clips? I want to say
Yeah,
maybe
that
4
just
years
was
back.
recently.
I don't know. Time be passing by so
That's
fast.
like,
I don't
it's about 4 years, but it's
Yeah,
I know
it's
what you're
talking about.
of people kind of like heckling him, and he just walked off the stage. Like I was at one of them
Yes.
shows. I was like,
Oh, wow.
dang.
But it
Dang.
happens to the best of them. I mean, hell, it's a lot of them that.
No, I was still a fucking fan. That was a good show. It was a good set? Well, no, not set, but it was good.
intro.
What not set? What I'm saying? No, because the acts, the other
lineup,
performers, the lineup. Thank you,
lineup,
that's what
yes.
it was a good lineup, regardless, and I still had a good time. It was just like, damn, Dave, you know I was here for you. You know I was here for you.
Right.
That's cool though.
But he be getting fucked up. Like, he gets fucked up for real.
That's all right. We about to be famous in like 2 weeks, and so I'm gonna see him.
Well, when you let me know when you get the tickets,
For sure,
okay?
for sure.
Let me know when you get the tickets. I just want to go. Okay.
Okay, wait. So we always forget this every week.
Oh, no.
Like literally every week. Okay. The goal is, and I just thought of this today. So I would like to get. Well, let me rewind. We actually stopped doing this for like a whole year. So I was looking at our stats and stuff today, And last year, we literally almost had, no, I'm talking about per episode. That's like for this whole time we've been doing it.
Yes.
So per episode, we almost had 300 listens. So the thing is, and so now we're basically just starting back over, and we got like only like 70 something right now per episode. So the goal is, of course, to just get back where we were, but then also if we could get to 500 listens an episode by the end of the year. So motherfuckers, go to the shit no one else says podcast.com and listen to this shit. Yes. Fucking download it.
Tell your friends.
Tell your mama. Share it.
Not your kids, which are wrong. You know your mama tries to do.
Hey.
We having blogs up there. We be having pictures. I'm working on the merch. So
we've only been back for a little while, and for us to have at least how many 70?
Yeah, it's like
and that's how it started at first. So we will get there by the end of the year.
Today
don't do that.
It did.
No, don't do that.
It didn't impress me, but I was just like, damn.
Girl, somebody's podcast is sitting on 2 listeners, and they're like,
you understand? You understand? So that's
and one of them niggas ain't my cousin.
Hello.
The people. Hello? Let me get the people what they want.
So 70 for us to only have. What is this? We're back like the 5th show.
Yeah, this is our 5th show back.
So,
but remember, okay, so what happened was, because, I'll be late on shit, I was never like, we still had like 10 episodes, no, we still had like 15 episodes in the vault that I didn't even upload. So when I knew he was coming back, so I knew he was coming back on September the 9th or whatever the fuck the date was. So I started uploading, like trying to get us up to like, because we left off at like 64 or whatever. Right. So I was just trying to upload up to like 64. And so, so those episodes have like 50 listens, 70 listens, but they was done like last year, Mm-hmm. So, and then I think like the one last week had like 72. So I mean, it's cool. But I was just looking at the stats, and I was like individually looking at the episode, and I was like, damn, we was almost at 300.
Well, you have to remember that's how we started last time. Yeah. We were like almost at 100 when we first started, so they just forgot about us a little bit. But they're getting those alerts, and they're like, oh damn, they're back, and so we will be at 500 listens.
Yeah, we're gonna be at 500 by the end of the year.
Affirmations, baby, planted in the ground. We talked about that moon dance. That's what we should have did our moon dance to. The next.
Well, I forgot to do the moon dance anyway. The moon dance is
You ain't real.
We talked. It was literally the new moon that night. Talked about it, and then went to bed.
And then we didn't do it. Yes, but we're gonna do it the next time the new moon comes.
Being 30 plus is a motherfucker. You be
dance?
having the best ideas.
Is the moon dance just twerking?
No.
You shaking your little moon.
No, but you can't twerk in the grass.
You can twerk. It's what we can twerk because our ancestors been twerking. Yes. Baby, that's what.
You got on clothes when you do it?
Yes. Okay, so the moon dance is like the cycle of the moon. So the moon has all these different cycles. And just for anybody else, this is on the website. We did post the link, and so you can kind of click on this, and it'll give you all the cycles.
We're going to go deeper into it October the 25th.
October the 25th, we'll have a psychic on.
Right.
So we're going to, whatever. Halloween episode.
Yes.
So basically, the moon has all these different cycles and different things that you can do each cycle, whether it's, let go of this, bring on to this.
It's actually every cycle of the moon, there's something that you're supposed to be doing in your life to help manifest what you dream and what you believe in. And it's to help your goals. And so, like I said, it's uploaded to the actual episode. I don't want to go into it. But each phase of the moon, which lasts at least a week, each phase of the moon is something different. And when the new moon
is right after the
full moon. So once you see a full moon, the full moon lasts for like a week, and then the new moon. And so that's what we call the moon dance. And we're really just being funny. But what happened was, really quickly, I was outside, and I know my neighbors probably thought I was crazy as fuck, because I'm in the middle of the street, and I'm just like, and I got a 2019 after that. So, but literally when that happens, this is what you're really supposed to do. You're supposed to step into the ground, the earth, not the concrete.
Right.
grass. It was very hard for me to do that too. It was like, grass, I ain't white people. But
Some people are funny as fuck. Like, the type of shit we don't do, that's white people shit.
That's white people shit, yes.
Drink out your cup, that's white people shit. I ain't
you stand, yes I did. You stand in the ground and you're supposed to touch a tree. Sharonda taught me that.
Right.
You touch a tree and you just be one with nature and you actually
You
say,
that's where you can twerk.
That's where you can twerk. But you say your affirmations and your manifestations of what you want. It can be small goals or it can be large goals. And you just say the things that you want, things that you want to come. Like, hey, you can talk about your series, you know, when the new moon comes. It's coming pretty soon. Like I said, get online and look and it'll tell you.
Well, go to the Shit No One Else Says podcast.
Yes.
It's right there. Just click on that shit.
Yes, and it'll tell
it
you.
up for
and it's supposed to help manifest the things that you say. But, you know, that's a whole nother level of things. But let's get on to the topic.
Yes, ma'am.
My shit of the week.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Shit of the week.
Let's go.
My album that just dropped. It's called Emancipation Park.
Okay,
by Roderick Vaughn.
Can it be Emancipation, aka Dallin?
It's Emancipation Park. It's like a love letter to black society, mainly to black women, and just dealing with black culture and all that stuff.
And where can we find this at? Emancipation.
It's on all platforms, on
Google
Apple
Play,
Music,
iTunes,
Spotify.
Speaking of that
Tidal.
Google Play shit, we on Google Play too. But if you don't have an Android, you can't listen to that shit.
I have an Android and I'm damn proud of it. Fuck you.
Cause like on the iPhone, you can't pull up the
Why she just lost 100 listeners?
Play.
Like, oh no, they ain't watching the talent that they got over here.
Y'all deficit.
They're not
100 listeners.
Well, I will for sure
Emancipation Park.
No, it's a fire ass album. It's definitely an ode to black culture. Like, he has a single called Star. Like, first of all, everything's about. Like, everything jams. He doesn't give himself enough credit. It's a good ass fucking album. And so, like, y'all look for Black Girl Magic.
Okay.
Star.
Right.
712. That's when we met. I love that song.
I
love
you support your
I do know. He's gonna buy me so many purses. Y'all understand. Y'all understand.
She deserves a Birkin.
No, y'all, I'll be watching y'all. I like.
But you know what I have to say,
Black
like,
love is beautiful.
and I love him so much. Like, it's because, man,
How long y'all been together? If you don't mind me asking.
it's a year and a half, and so we our previous everything. Not just our previous relationship, like right before we met, but just previous period. It was turbulent, to say the least. I think that's the lightest way to put it. And so when you get with someone who just liberates your spirit, like when you just feel free to be you and free to be in love, like it
I know, it's just like
strategizing.
And we're,
I hate
that
shit. But that nigga died on me.
and we're Damn.
No, he really did.
He really did
She's
die.
so out of line for how she jokes about that. He really did pass away.
He did.
Was he a sugar daddy? Like, was it a child?
Like he was her soulmate for real. He really did. And she always do shit like that and make people laugh. And then
But you know what? He's funny like that too. So he's not mad at the way I'm saying it. And you know what?
laughing.
Yeah, I
think I'm fucked up. I be saying the most like darkest fucking jokes, and people be like, "No, you're hurting inside." I be like, "Yeah, but also this shit's funny." Like,
hello, it's funny as fuck. And so yes, I didn't mean to cut you off. But that was I had that shit, and it was.
No, it was.
And the thing that's crazy about it is, I feel like I'm not gonna never find. I'm not gonna say I'm never gonna find love again, but I'll never find that again. That came into my life to show me what love really was.
And that's why I don't think that's the case, because you already know what it's supposed to be, so you're not even supposed to settle for anything less. So I don't believe that when you say you won't find that again. It'll just be in a different form, but it will be the same thing.
And a kid, whenever I have one, that's unconditional.
You never say never.
Kid. No,
Your ass better be lonely when I die.
Oh yeah, we've already settled that.
It picks up. You don't gotta speak it to it.
Ain't no.
take a shower. But
You'll never find another me. Shit.
She always be doing shit like that, and it just be like random, and it catch people off guard.
Like, what? That nigga dead. But
no,
because some people like, what about that? I'm like, man, that nigga dead. He is. I love him. But he's dead. He's deceased. What am I supposed to do? Until I can do my
moon dance. Right now, you crazy.
Yeah, until I can do my moon dance and bring him back.
I was gonna say, did you try the moon dance?
I did.
Did you try
but you know what?
That's freaky as
I'm gonna get deeper with But you know, he really was out there with me when I did the moon dance.
I wish a nigga would come back. I wish a nigga would come back after I do a moon dance.
I wish a nigga would come back too, nigga. We finna go get this money because nigga, you just came back.
Well, he didn't come back like that. He was back in spirit.
Broadcast and shit.
He was back in spirit.
Catch you slipping. I murdered this nigga for he's back.
Line up, nigga. $20 to catch this dead body walking.
Did you give us your shit of the week?
I did. It was mental health.
She started it out.
That's why that bitch mental health. Go with the topic.
Okay, the topic is who the fuck cares?
Who the fuck
I love
cares?
that topic. I was excited when you told me.
And let me tell you how I came up with the topic. And she's like, I don't want to talk about that, but I was like, I feel it. So the other day I was on my way to work and Kylie Jenner bought a Bugatti. And she posted it online. And she spun, that's $1 million car. So people like got on under the post and was like, you know, how dare you flaunt your money like that, and you could be giving money to charity, and my thing is like, who the fuck cares? This woman works, first of all, none of them, and regardless of how they get their money, none of them are sitting on their ass getting money. They work hard. And when I say hard, I don't give a fuck if you are getting up taking pictures all day, every fucking day. They work for their money. So why is it that you care what she spends her money on? We all have the same 24 hours in a day. And if you get rich, are you going to donate your money, you know, to all these people? And I'm sure that Kylie is donating money somewhere. First of all, you need a tax break. If you're a fucking billionaire, you need a tax break, right? Facts. So it's like, why the fuck are
Oprah ain't building schools in Africa for the fuck of it.
Hello, so my thing is, why are we putting so much energy into talking down on where she decides to spend her money at, you know?
I want to piggyback more off of that, just about...
Well, celebrities, because they do celebrities all the time.
Yeah, just all of the apologize and just to giving a fuck about just their shit, period.
So, just on the line of that someone has to explain themselves or justify why they can make this money by saying, like, I work really hard for it. I always say about the Kardashians, like, it doesn't matter whether I like them, hate them, or love them, whatever. Right. They're going to make their money regardless. So I can kind of just not invest my energy into trying to figure them the fuck out or whatever.
Or how they're making, right?
But
right, because...
more than that, so if I say, hey, I want y'all to sit on this couch, don't do shit, I just want to record you, and I'm going to give you $1 million per episode. You're not gonna stand on your moral or ethical high horse and like, no, that's not real work. I'm a person. I have a brain. I have talents. I have skills. And so,
what do you mean $1 million?
Yeah, so I'm gonna be. And you know how many people?
Hold the fucking phone, there, sir.
You know who can use $1 million? Orphans that don't have $1 million. Like that's probably not going to be the conversation. You're going to be like, shut the fuck up. You're going to pay me where? Here? Yeah. What how I sit? Am I fucking on this couch? Because I'll do it. I'm just saying. Is that part going to air? Don't put that part on.
No.
Well, let me lose 10 pounds first, and then go ahead and put what you want to do on camera. Right. I'm saying, like, we're not really.
Your ass better not be fucking. For no $1 million.
What is this?
We can pick up. You don't have to go into the mic.
No. Because he
I'm making sure this get heard.
Yeah.
We gonna get heard.
You better that'd be for
I was gonna French you, but I'm not. He got an image that he built him. That's cool. That's cool. That's a different Roger Fine. That's all right. That's all right.
What's that king, girl?
Okay, wait. I gotta tell you real fast. So last week, and I put this in the blog too today. Last week we did, because we had like all single girls on the show last week. So we didn't do it wasn't a whole bashing. It was a little bit of a bashing.
But it was like what we go through with single women.
Yeah, just
right.
single and
black
dating.
women.
But I gave a disclaimer, and it was just like,
I
Victoria,
I can't wait till my king come and save me.
But I was like, anything that is said on tonight's show is not a reflection of how I will be in my relationship. My king, I love you. I am here to bow down to my king.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Bow down. I said stay in my place.
Okay, so why I was attracted to this topic about who gives a fuck. Why I was attracted to this topic is because I immediately thought about relationships and how everybody has relationship advice or whatever.
Right.
But I love the relationship advice. It's two things that I loathe. I don't like relationship advice from people that aren't in successful relationships. And I'll say even this. I'm divorced, right? He's divorced too. I'm not going to tell you about how to have a successful marriage. I haven't had that yet.
That's why I don't listen to Steve Harvey.
I'll tell you, man.
Who's going to listen? This man been married 3 times. Girl, please.
Thank you. And so I can talk about how to have a healthy relationship because I'm existing in one right now. And I'm not going to say that if something were to happen to us, that all of a sudden, oh, never mind, all that advice goes out the window. I'm saying I don't speak from a place that I do not know. And so I hate when people talk about being in relationships that aren't or have not had a successful relationship.
Right.
And I don't like when people give parenting advice who have 0 children and your puppy.
Okay, now that I agree with that one.
I hate this shit.
I do it all the motherfucker. I ain't got
I hate this shit.
I ain't got a kid. I'm like, drop kick that bitch.
The only reason why the parent one does not work is because a parent situation, you literally have to be living in that. A relationship, you can still give advice. You can still give great advice about relationships because I have great relationships examples around me. I have lived through fucked up shit. I know what I want and what I do not want. And, all of my experiences. All of my experiences.
Hold on, let me say
so I'm
this
sorry.
because
I can speak on relationships.
As she was saying that, I was going to say, I'm fortunate to be around a group where ain't nobody going to be like, girl, you need to leave that motherfucker.
Yeah, no, we don't do that.
We give examples of how you can make that shit work, or we try, you know what I'm saying? Just so happen my group, but I know that does not happen. You understand what I'm saying?
So let me narrow it down and not say just you as a person, if you haven't been in a successful relationship, that you can't just shut the fuck up. That's not quite what I'm saying. I have a problem with people that have obviously been in toxic situation after toxic situation. And then you're telling me something about self-love. Like, hey, sis, take care of yourself first.
Like, bitch, take care.
Wait a minute, that's what I'm saying. You're not there yet to start preaching about how to love yourself and when you dish bash your nigga car in. And y'all don't even go together anymore. Like, y'all, that's your super duper ex. Like, can he move on to his marriage now, please?
Your nigga came to get his iron.
He over here speaking in real life.
He smashed it on the ground.
So he got all types of he hurt.
Okay, go. You can
go ahead.
No.
Go ahead.
He just listen. You're not hurt. There's nothing wrong. I can't stand when they're gonna be talking about you hurt or you bitter or none of that shit. No, I just got experiences.
That's so funny. We were just talking about that.
Experiences. So what?
We were just talking about that.
I forgave that motherfucker.
We were just, did you hug us? No. But we were just talking about we were just talking about that. About shit, I'm drunk. Wait, hey, what were you just talking about? That people say that you are bitter or you still mad. Like, I just haven't forgotten what you did. Like, I'm over this shit.
Right.
But why you can't speak
but
on it?
But like, no, I'm just giving him a hard time. Yeah. Go ahead. Tell me your iron story, baby.
I need to hear it.
Man, let me.
We need this. We need this on
okay. so I won't say no name.
Right.
But
We ain't gotta say that.
so this one dude.
This one dude.
That dude is me. I'm dude.
Okay. Nobody. Me.
So the one dude, right? He left, but forgot his iron. There's two identical irons.
She got an iron, he got an iron.
Right, and they both the same iron.
Both the same iron.
Because when you get to a certain point in the relationship, you ain't sharing shit no more. It's your iron, nigga, and this is my iron. Okay.
So. And your misfitting don't work by the motherfucking way. Mine the one where you press the button and the smoke come out and steam.
Exactly.
Don't play me, bitch.
Don't touch my shit. Don't you steam my shit. Let's go.
So dude go back and he just to get his iron. Now she holding the iron the whole time. Cause she's about control.
This is petty.
She gotta control everything. So one iron is mine, one iron is hers. She holding the iron. They identical. She like, you want this iron, and smashed it on the concrete, busting a million pieces. I said, all right. Or the dude said, all right. And just went and grabbed the other iron.
Because she didn't even put that one up out of the way, not to grab it.
Right. I just grabbed the other iron. And I said, that's your iron right there. Right. I gotta go. But she didn't have nothing to control this dude with.
Because she already broke the iron.
Yeah, that's it.
And it got to the point where she just, as long as she was holding that iron and she knew he wanted it, she needed to control him like that. It's just like,
I got a story.
That's it.
I got a story. So, let's say you just chilling in your apartment and your dummy ass ex come in talking about some motherfucking irons, and I'm like, nigga, I bought both them irons. Okay? So just because you allocated yourself one, and so he come in talking about they look like.
This is not about me, by the way.
And I was like, I'm joking. I'm not the girl in the story. I'm not the girl. So first of all,
I was like, okay, now that's next level. But sometimes, shit happens.
But yeah, so I'm not gonna say that straight up if you haven't been, that you have nothing to say to anyone if you are not currently happy in a relationship. I'm saying that for the people that I'm like, I watch you complain, like, so in our personal conversations, you stay complaining about niggas, but you got a whole relationship blog. Right. Like, I don't stop that. I hate that shit. I hate that shit.
Motherfuckers with their business on the social media, period. What's the name of the show? Who gives a fuck? Yes. Okay. Who the fuck cares?
And so that's where I'm at with it. I hate that type of shit. And I'm like, who the fuck asked you? Like, where does this unsolicited advice come from? Right. And then from there, because one thing that I see always men and women arguing about is like who pays what and who should do what, the gender roles and who's what. And I saw one argument about like who is supposed to. Should you serve your man before you serve your kids and da-da-da-da-da. And my whole thing...
What do you think? Brooke, I'm going to cut you off.
Wait. Okay, what I do personally...
Yes.
I serve my man first before I serve my children. Now, here's what I say, though.
No, I'm with you.
Here's what I say, though. But here's what it is.
I think it's whatever works.
But, okay, that's what I'm getting at. But here's what I say to why I serve my man first. It's really just a gesture because nobody's eating until we bless the food. One. Hello. 2, nobody's eating until I sit my ass down.
Hello?
I wish y'all would have. I don't work for you. I'm not your servant. So I wish y'all would have me. I'm making a gesture and showing compassion and love to my family. I'm fixing your plate the way you like it, your little egg smile and shit with fucking got your pancakes with chocolate eyeballs and shit. Like I did that shit for you because I love y'all and you care about this shit. And so I serve your plates and then y'all got me just still scrambling for my little scraps while y'all over there eating like me. Y'all done? Y'all get up from the table? Like you're not gonna do that.
Oh, you wanted to eat?
Yeah, I'm saying y'all on your third serving and shit, and I'm like, that's not what's happening. And so I will serve his plate just in reverence of who is providing for this household, who's leading this household,
and he's a wonderful leader.
Exactly. And I will serve my kids like I said,
because
the way that they like it.
Everybody's still gonna eat at the end of the day.
Everybody's still gonna eat. It's funny because his parents.
Everybody eats, B.
His parents were like, I made his plate at their house. And first, and they're like, whose plate is that? And I was like, it's Von's. And they're like, make the kids' plate. I was like, I don't make their plate first. And he's like, no, the kids got it. And just turned it into a thing. And I'm just standing there like.
But it shouldn't even, it's whatever the fuck you do.
But what's funny,
That's
so
what
I'm of my
That's what
conviction. I'm of my conviction. And so after all the shit that I've been through in my life, I sound like I'm jumping around everywhere, but I'm gonna bring it home. All the shit that I've been through in my life. Full circle. All the shit that I've been through in my life, from sexual assault, my mother passing, abusive relationships, all types of shit, right? My abandonment issues. I've learned to really say fuck it. And there's not too much I give a fuck about.
Ooh,
like, it's really not too much I give a fuck about. So I'm not confrontational in a way of, I gotta prove my point no matter where I fucking go.
And let me say something just with that goes into working with you. So coming in a situation, and this is what I call when we have black women's disease. So unfortunately, I had to work with people that have black women's disease. And what that is when you come into a new environment, they just stink for no motherfucking reason. And it's like, bitch, I'm sorry that I'm pretty. I'm not here to do anything but work and be friendly.
I'm sorry, I look like that.
I know.
You think I wake up wanting this shit, wanting niggas just all over me and wanting my bills paid by somebody else?
You better not want niggas all over you.
You're a nigga.
And one yoke.
I can't help it. I'm fine as fuck. Okay? No.
But you saying all of that about yourself is that I can already tell that because you exude a confidence that coming in, hey, what's up? I'm so-and-so. We about to be behind this bar together. Let's work, bitch. And that's it. We ain't gotta be motherfucking hanging out after here or whatever the case may be. But while we're working, it
gotta
was
be functional,
cool.
yeah.
It was
because
great.
you gotta be there. So why make your time?
Why be stank? And why have the black woman's disease when you're insecure? You have the black woman's disease.
And just I've learned there's other things as well. Like I said, nothing trumps my mother's passing, and so I'm like, I can't really dwell on too much petty shit. Cause like I've had my heart broken, and so
I'm there.
So I'm like, so if it's not that, then it's petty to me, and that doesn't make me weak. I'm very strong in my conviction, and if it's something that I believe in it. You're probably not you'll be hard pressed to move me off of it. You better have a damn good argument. But that doesn't mean I'm about to fight with you about it because I'm that strong in my conviction. And so I already have a workaround. You really just hold the mic, baby.
What is
just hold
I was gonna say.
Have to do that.
No. But he wants to
I was just gonna say. I wouldn't even call it black woman's disease. Cause I've met so many stank white women in my life.
But no.
You don't understand that because it's a camaraderie that we already have with one another.
Right,
so
right.
we're already black women.
So
we're already in this minority thing together. So
this is just talking as an understanding amongst
a black
amongst
woman
inside.
White women stank on a whole nother level as a whole. That's a whole.
I ain't never seen a black woman call the police on a kid with lemonade.
As black women,
that's what you smell. You smell the dish.
Yeah. As black women, when we come in a gathering, we should not be rolling. We're supposed to love each other.
Yeah.
Not rolling your eyes at each other. Not just. But it doesn't happen like that.
Exactly.
When I don't know, it's the black woman's disease. We're from everybody here is from the South, at least Texas. When you see somebody, we'll say, "Hey, how you doing?"
So I'm okay. That's where no. That's where I guess my white background comes from. Because growing up around white people, so I'm extra. Hey.
But
we all do it.
What up, man?
One of my
it's even the nod. It's like you're from hey.
Okay, let me tell you. One of my biggest pet peeves. I run. So like every Friday, I go every Friday. I go do like 3 miles.
Is everybody feeling like a fucking child the way the condensation is dripping off this fucking?
Yes.
And it's just dripping onto my lap.
Because it's these cheap ass HEB cups.
I'm like, damn.
It was the coupon, like buy something and then get the cups.
Okay.
I didn't know
Would you get
that
some
they
sausages?
were fucked up.
That's why they
some sauce and napkins,
what
some
did I get?
bounty paper towels.
I got some paper plates.
Okay,
And you
boom.
got
favorite
the-
place,
you got
and
the-
they gave me the cups for free.
I'm a mom for real. My ass be shopping. What they give you?
I think
What
it's
they give you? The
cheap.
cheese, the hot dogs, and the buns. I love that deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, weekly deal, that's a whole meal for you.
What's it? The combo loco? Yeah, that's what's up.
That's what that shit is. That's what HEB shit. But look, so
I need fucking activities, y'all. Y'all need to find me out. Why I know HEB like that? What was that? Yeah. The
we
two
all
supposed-
know. No, you want to talk about an HEB?
Everybody knows
You want to
HEB
talk about
like
an
that. It's
HEB?
adulting.
I
It's
live
adulting.
around a warehouse HEB that's one step up from Josie's. Don't get me starting to talk about where I just did move to and how my HEB situation is.
Oh, she hasn't been able to go to HEB.
No, but listen. So I run every Friday, and every Friday I'm running. And the thing is, when you're on your trail, you're supposed to give a person a head nod. You supposed to, if you see somebody else running, you supposed to motherfucking speak. Do you know how many times I want to come out of my run and just fucking drop kick a nigga for not giving me a motherfucking head nod and speaking? That shit.
You better speak life into this run, nigga. You act like you don't see me
It's so,
out here
It's so rude.
getting
But you know what?
transformative.
Let me tell you what's going on. Because
That's on my
there's
birthday.
so many people that have migrated to Houston. They're probably not even from the South, so
They
they
ain't
don't
from
know. So they don't know.
They're not.
And I'm
They don't
also
know.
like when I'm running.
Out here just New Yorking and shit.
Right.
They like hiding down all willy nilly.
Right.
But like,
What'd you say?
but when I
There's out here
yeah, I hear eating Haagen-Dazs, don't know nothing about Bluebell, just
Hello.
savages.
Girl.
No, but me when I run, I'll say this, just playing devil's advocate. When I run, I'm in the zone. I'm dealing drugs in my head. Like I'm on some gang bang shit. Because I
need
got
gunshots.
I'm scared. I'm over here.
Gunshots
I'm really
in
like
my
in the
ear.
middle. I'm
Oh,
fighting
yeah.
a nigga for disrespecting
I'm
me.
telling you, gunshots.
Like that's how I
running.
am, and so I don't be seeing somebody like I'm on, like whether it's a treadmill or on a trail, like nigga.
Sometimes they're scared of me because I will
Yeah.
be like,
Yeah, gang gang.
I will be like shouting out like the most
You
fucked up line.
No, you do
of the
that?
song. Oh yeah,
While
I'm
you're running?
fuck pussy bitch while I'm running, like whatever the
Fuck
most
pussy.
fucked up, whatever it is. It's
This
just
man
like,
right
pop,
here.
pop, bitch.
This man
Fuck
right
And
pussy.
I'm
here.
running, yeah. What song is that? What track is that? I don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? But it's
Fuck
the most.
pussy, bitch.
It's the most gangsterest song
With your dick.
on my running playlist. With your dick.
This man right here at the
No,
gym.
get the strap.
Him over here at the gym. It's quiet and it's quiet.
No,
So it's quiet. Hold on, it's quiet. It's quiet. It's quiet. And then. It's just him with the weights, and I'm like, get it, baby.
You don't even tell me it's fine.
Testosterone,
No, like, no, you doing it.
Testosterone.
I'm saying, because people just be looking, I'm like, this how you lift weights, nigga. You ain't lifting weights like this, you pussy. Y'all ain't lifting no fucking weights.
Fuck pussy.
Gym people are so scary. I haven't, literally, I've been doing these boot camps. I haven't been to the gym in months. The gym people are fucking nuts and retarded. Like, they're there for their Instagram moments. They don't know how to use the equipment.
That's not real gym. That's not real gym.
I know. I'm not talking about the real gym people, no. But who is in the gym? All of the fuck shit. The gym is populated with all of the bullshit.
And
so
you
you
see
sitting
people
around
not
looking
really
all this.
working out.
No, it's like, and then it's just be like, bro. I mean, I haven't been to the gym in months. But the gym is crazy. Anyways, did you have anything else with the topic? But what is it? What the fuck?
Yes.
Shut the fuck. What was the name of it?
Who the fuck cares?
Who
You
the
know,
fuck cares?
I had said all that.
Shut the fuck
I had said
up,
all
who
of
the
that
fuck
about whatever people giving their relationship advice, and then like I see people saying the 50-50 thing and who should serve who first and et cetera, et cetera.
Oh, we didn't talk about bitches that ain't got no kids though.
Right, and so I do feel
that's commenting your ass.
I do feel a way about that.
That's commenting on other parents and what to do with their
oh,
children.
right.
You. That's what I said.
Don't get that bitch.
My
That's
thing,
my answer for everything.
my thing
Fuck them up. I don't let them talk to you like that.
But they three.
Fucking as bitch, they
They three.
No,
3-year-olds are savage. They're the most savage of them all.
Go ahead.
But no, like with the whole, whatever your opinion is on how somebody should be conducting their life, my bottom line is, who the fuck cares? If this shit really works for you,
Right.
okay, I'm not going to tell you, like I guess I feel the same thing about certain feminist arguments. Like you can't tell someone that they're setting the whole feminist movement back because she likes to cook for her man. Right. That makes her feel like a woman.
Exactly.
And I'm not going to tell you that you're less of a woman because you want to you rather be on your 9 to 5 and in your heels and your power suit.
Right.
I'm not none of it. Same way that I don't invalidate anybody's blackness. You're black because you're black. And when you step into a space, you're in
And just because I sound like this sometimes
that's what I'm saying.
doesn't mean that I don't still get down with the best of them. Switch it up on you guys in a minute.
So whether you sound super assimilated or you sound ratchet as fuck, when I step into a room versus when the next black person step into the room, you're in as much danger as I am. Okay?
Right.
Like you're going through the same, whether you want to believe it or not, or whether you acknowledge it or not, you're in the same position that I am.
Right.
And it doesn't matter how high up on whatever totem pole ladder thing that you think you've climbed, you're in the same position that I am when we're looking out into the rest of the world. So I don't invalidate anybody else's blackness, anyone's femininity, masculinity, none of that. I say what works for me, and fuck the rest. And so I can't worry about. I'm not gonna tell you splitting bills down the middle is stupid and that doesn't work. And somebody you not trying to be a man, hey, do you? If that's how your household is able to function and stay afloat, go for it.
Now, bitches, if it's some obvious using type shit, look, but I ain't the one here to be telling you, bitch, leave your man.
That's all I'm saying. So you know if you're lying. You know if you're lying to yourself.
I just be like,
exactly.
I don't do that shit. Girl, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'll be like, girl, I've been there, done that.
I can't tell a nigga not to cover his mouth and cry when his woman proposed to him.
That's his shit. He hate that shit. He hate that shit.
Oh, you hate when a woman proposed?
Yes.
That's crossing the line. Like, bitch, cook him a steak, cook him a steak-em, and bitch, stop, okay? That's as far you need to go, bitch. No, you shouldn't be not proposing.
We set that part back to where it feels not.
To me, it's like a dude know when he want to be, like, at that next level.
Thank you, hello. A dude knows.
Because if she pull that on him, you know what I'm saying?
Bitch, you gonna get your feelings.
He not gonna, now if he covering his mouth and crying, I don't know about that nigga.
I see a lot of niggas just like,
if a nigga do this,
she's probably pegging
what
him.
is this?
yeah, for sure. Like, he's pegging.
She said, what is this?
I know that 2K.
That nigga do
something. When you get the... Yeah, she's pegging him.
Begging!
Yes,
oh my God.
But what's crazy to me in all of that is like how passionate people get. Like it's been plenty of passionate discussions about this 50-50 thing. Like people getting butt fucking hurt.
They feel
people
like
getting butt hurt about who's serving who first.
A real man.
Okay,
and all this other
people get butt hurt.
And it's still a lot of separate opinions about
people get, but I see men getting butt hurt about weaves, and I'm like, why the fuck? Don't date her then.
Right.
If you
they even talking about long nails.
That's
baby,
what I'm saying.
Gonna keep my nails.
Oh, they
gonna be ghetto.
Who got a problem with long nails?
I be hearing it. I'm talking about because it's new lines in these rap songs right now. Talking about I don't like my bitch with long nails. Young Doug got some shit.
But he got long nails.
Why
what the fuck?
Baby, my nails finna stay
because
better.
us as black women are not the only one wearing these long
nails.
nails.
Baby, Kylie,
everybody's wearing them. So why does
we started the shit?
Well, hold on.
And it's okay when they do it.
So this goes into my if I were to have a shit of the week, this would be my shit of the week, right? So I loathe the scrutiny of black women, right? And like how closely examined. I'm not saying the same thing doesn't happen to black men, it does. We're all looked under the microscope. Right. But what's exhausting is we can't do shit without apparently degrading our entire community, right? And so I'm like, so it's as soon as you put a weave on, sister, why don't you really love yourself? Like, damn.
Can I wear a weave?
I just want to wear. Actually, I'm over here trying to protect my own hair, and I just wanted to have it.
Protective hairstyles,
I don't want to get up and fuck with it every day. Because it's easier.
Because people don't want to educate themselves. Like, no, because one thing.
Baby, do you know how nappy this fucking puff is?
But no, one thing that was
like
tough about my ex.
This shit out.
One thing that was
trying to do that shit.
One thing that was tough about one of my exes. I'm like, okay, so you obviously like mixed race chicks. I'm not her. Okay, and so you do like natural, but you like natural from a mixed race woman. My natural doesn't hit like that. It's not the same thing. My natural doesn't go into chili Pocahontas, whatever. Yeah, what type, long waves down my back. My shrinkage is real.
Very.
And so I was wearing
shrinkage.
I don't for whatever definition you want to take that.
I love that, baby.
Getting out of the pool.
But yeah, I'm like, mine doesn't look like that. And so I was wearing weaves as protective styles for a minute, and he's giving me a hard time. You gotta take that. I hate fucking weaves. Like, fuck it, okay, it's cheaper anyway. I wear my natural hair. I ain't got a problem. But I'm not getting any kudos or compliments for my natural hair. I'm like, fuck exactly. You don't actually, you're not taking the time to educate yourself. You don't care about what's easier for me or why I do what I do, how I take that. I'm actually trying to take care of my hair, because now I big chopped, and I started wearing just a teeny weeny fro at the time, right? This is 5 years ago or more, whatever. And so I'm wearing my teeny weeny afro, and that's what it's called. It's called a teeny weeny afro. You follow the YouTube natural community. And so yeah, I'm wearing my little afro out or whatever, getting zero compliments from my man. Okay. So then I go ahead and have it straightened just one time, just to do something different. All the compliments in the world, I'm like, okay, that's not my natural hair. And so yes, it was swinging and banging, and I had a cute, swoop or whatever with my pixie cut. I can't do that to my hair every day. It's going to fry the fuck off.
Damage the fuck up.
And so, but
I was with a man who told me basically that I was the first black woman he had been with in whatever the amount of years was that it was. And it was just like, that shit. And then I just recently had a motherfucker who hadn't seen me in a while. And when they saw me last, I used to wear, because I was like one of the first people to do Amber Rose back, baby, when I was like 19. But don't worry about my age right now. But back in the day, baby, I was about hit it. So I used to wear like these short hairstyles or shave, but it would be like a perm situation. Mm-hmm. So when he seen me just recently with this puff or whatever, he literally had, he said something. And I was just like, I can't quote him, but it was definitely like a jab. And then he tried to clean it up or whatever. I was like, bitch, I look good with my puff. Motherfucker, this shit is really long. And that's don't try me.
It's just straight.
That's my bottom line.
My shit down my back.
That's my bottom line is I fucking like it. And so whether it's perm, because I used to participate in that whole conversation, sis, you gotta stop relaxing your hair. And then I realized, I'm like, man, fuck that shit. Do you. Shit, because there's some of us with natural hair trying to figure it out, and the shit's still not healthy because you're doing so much product testing.
Baby, out here still getting perms every 60 days.
And the shit is healthy as fuck though, but their hair is healthy as fuck.
And it look good, and I'm jealous sometimes. Because I want to swing my shit in the summertime, bitch.
And it looks in the summertime. And I stopped participating in so many conversations because I'm like, do what works for you. As long as it doesn't infringe upon my rights, or you're not doing something so deplorable where it's like, no, on behalf of the community, this is fucked up. Whatever.
As long as you're doing it for you, that's all that matters.
As long as you're not out here shooting. Who the fuck cares? As long as you're not out here just, shooting out on black men and shit. Hey, do you? As long as it is not crossing the line and you are, like I said, you're stepping outside of your lane, infringing on somebody else's rights and their freedom to be themselves or whatever, fucking, do you. And so I was going back to black women and their hair, and so anything that we do, it's like this very specific avenue that we have to remain in to prove that we love ourselves, that we're these soul sisters and we're in touch with our blackness and all of that. And so it can't be weaves, and it can't be, you blonde because you were committed to the Eurocentricity of your aesthetic, and it's like, no, it's just true. But any other race could dye their hair pink.
They can do what they want to do.
They could be a whole fucking mermaid out here. I'm like, why the fuck?
Whole mermaid nigga.
But no, I'm saying real shit. I'm like, so I can't just, I'm a fucking girl, and I like doing girl shit. And so in the same way, but back to makeup. So if I have my face beat, what's wrong with your natural face? It's like, nigga, man, shut the fuck up and leave me alone.
Now, I will say this about the makeup thing. Makeup is supposed to enhance. It's not supposed to be a whole nother bitch when you take it off and put it on.
Have y'all seen those transformation videos? I'm like, shit.
That's no problem with makeup.
And that's why they
because the beat face is like, bitch, you working for like, you know, Miramar or some shit. You doing motherfucking characters on the set. You need to go work for the studio, bitch. Tyler Perry. That's what my shit of the week was, bitch. Tyler Perry. Okay, listen.
You be like, was your eyeball always there?
I'm so glad we have to go back.
What's his name that did Edward Scissorhands and all those other movies?
Johnny Depp?
Yeah, Johnny
No.
Johnny Depp.
Who does his movie? Who's the director?
Oh, the director. That's
Tim Burton.
No.
Yeah, Tim Burton looking ass niggas out here, but they make him.
Okay, look. I wrote my shit of the week down, right? Anytime we think of stuff, we have to be writing it down.
Of course.
Because, you know, I smokes, whatever. Short term motherfucker. So, I wrote it down. I didn't remember where the fuck I wrote it down at. Because I got so many of these. I got this. I got 2 of these. I got 1 at work. I was like, so I'm like, where the fuck did I write my shit of the week down? Okay, then I had completely had a whole nother shit of the week, which was the mental health. So I was like, cool, I'll just do that one. But my shit of the week was Tyler Perry, nigga.
Uh-oh.
We got to talk about this nigga. And the
money
shit he did. No, fuck the money moves. It's about the black shit this nigga did.
Yes, and that's money moves.
I know. The money gonna come.
Like,
the money's there.
It's money moves.
But it's like the black shit this nigga did. You don't understand. All these motherfucking studios that these white people have can fit inside of this nigga's studio.
It's very big.
This nigga got a mock White House. He got a mock neighborhoods that are functionable. Like, everything it can be filmed.
What's the word again? Wait a minute. Run it back. Fuck that shit. Because I like it's what? It's what?
Functionable.
Nigga.
It's functionable.
But this nigga got...
He did that.
Yeah.
$6 million.
I don't know. Don't. I can't quote me on no numbers.
It's more than 6 million.
Yeah, no, it's more than 6 million.
6
million.
60 or 600 million.
Maybe 600.
600 million, I think.
Because that's close to $1 billion. Because they said that after you put all the studios inside of there, he'll still have 60 acres left.
Damn.
So it's still some shit that we ain't living on. Right. You know what I'm saying? 60 acres, nigga. We ain't even living on that.
He did that.
So that shit, Tyler Perry.
Yes.
Can we get a podcast studio?
It's okay, you know.
We need a quarter.
Like,
a room.
Just put us in a
What y'all do with this closet?
Yeah.
Can I move this box? Can I move this box? I'm gonna go ahead and move this box.
Set me right there.
That's
No, but I was happy to hear the news. I just love when we are on code, and it's a really hard conversation to have. It's a hard conversation to have because you have some of us that are, I guess, trying to move past the concept of race, and like if we stop talking about it, it's only a thing
fuck that. I'll never stop talking.
And then you have us that
my daughter gotta know, nigga.
You know, and then you have us that are super, you know, that I would consider whatever conscious or informed. Then you have the super conscious, and to the point where it's like, well, wait a minute, Nick, calm down.
Right. Well, you have fringe on your clothes. There's fringe at the bottom of your baby skirt.
Okay, you got to calm this shit down. Wait a minute.
Bring it back to who he was, nigga, but you do not have to put fringe on your baby's clothes.
For niggas that don't know what being on code means.
That was wrong?
Yes.
Okay, it's too much. We talking about everybody who got fringe. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead, baby.
For the niggas that don't know what being on code is your
I was
first
just
time.
gonna ask y'all that. Thank you. He must have seen the dump founders in my face. I'm like, oh.
For your first time being on code, if you really want to know in depth, look up Neely Fuller, look up his book. But
what book?
Neely Fuller, and look up his book. It's a long title, but it's about being on code. But anyway, you know how when black folks said Black Lives Matter, and then all of a sudden white folks were saying, not. Are you saying only Black Lives Matter? The thing is, it was pointless to argue with them because they knew they was full of shit. So that's them being on code. Us being on code gotta be like basically just winning. That's all it is.
So
winning.
Being on point.
Not being on point, but
winning.
But winning.
He just won.
Black empowerment.
He was on code.
Like if us arguing with them and wait a minute, it's not this. They like, well, we don't know.
He on code.
He on code.
Yes.
He on code. It's winning. Black empowerment. Black empowerment.
I like that question.
Get that club.
A good example of being on code, because Tyler Perry is definitely someone who is living on code, right? So all of our mutual reactions to the 10-year sentence of Amber Geiger. And so you had a scattered few saying like it could have been acquitted, and I told someone like, hey, we all know what it could have been. We're talking about. I'm like, don't kick my ass Sunday through Saturday, and then reduce it to Sunday through Friday, and tell me to be grateful for it. Like, you need to stop.
Right, they want us to just be grateful with the conviction.
Right.
Trust me, I do get it. Okay.
But that's my point.
Fuck all that.
And us,
That's like me being grateful being thankful for a fat bitch or something. Like if I was a nigga and I'm just grateful to have pussy for the end of the night. Nah, I wanted a bad bitch.
Damn.
I want a fat bitch.
Damn. What if? Okay.
You know.
Okay. Yeah. I'm working on me.
Right.
Okay. I got somebody love me.
I'm sorry.
No.
I love you, baby.
Shout out to all the
You better not be out here fucking.
No.
I'm just
all the
playing.
beautiful big women. But that's just what I got from it.
No. But it's the fact that, yeah, we understand what it could have been. We're not talking about what it could have been. We're talking about what is right. And that is what being on code is. It's that we don't need to have a whole conversation about. It's about not needing to explain and justify ourselves publicly. It's that moment that you walk into a room and you're like, there's a whole lot of white motherfuckers in here. And you turn, and in that back corner you see a black face, and y'all look at each other, and you like, what's up?
Get that head nod.
And you get that head nod.
Get that nod, nigga.
And eventually, or you kind of see, whatever, it's a new job, or you used to being the only black person in this space, and then all of a sudden you see a black person descend from the stairs that you didn't even know existed, and y'all kind of just kind of orbit each other for a while, and then eventually y'all end up in the break room, and y'all just have this moment. Like, man, this bitch, this bitch Angela getting on my fucking nerves. Like, if that bitch email me one more motherfucking time, this white bitch got another time.
Always motherfucking CCing everybody.
Right, and so you have this moment.
That's why you gotta
CC man.
And you gotta send that shit to me directly, ho.
That is being on code. You having this mutual understanding of, hey, we're in this together. And so we either fight together in hopes of winning together, or this whole thing is pointless. And so Tyler Perry, in that move of understanding that, hey, our story is not going to be told by them. Our story is going to be told by or when they tell our story, it's their interpretation of us.
Exactly.
It's how they see us or how they want us to be seen.
I think the story that been told the whole time was an interpretation.
Right. It's our story and how they want us to be seen, more importantly. And so that's what will be put in front of, that's what will be financed and produced in these studios. You go to a black-owned studio and you have a chance to tell your story the way you want to tell it.
The way you want to tell it.
You don't have to worry about what the fuck they say.
I mean, so why I probably won't support the Harriet Tubman movie. So
did you see me? I
said, you know about that lady though, right? The lady that's playing her, right? She's not American, right? She's like an immigrant.
She got an accent.
Well, I don't know that much about her, but what she did say online was that American blacks are jealous of us.
Right, for her to be playing a Harriet Tubman in a fucking movie. So I'm like, but that's that.
She on that coon shit.
And that's that white shit. Like, so why cast someone who has put down, who has belittled the American black community, and have her play somebody?
I wasn't watching the shit because it just
don't.
It don't seem right.
The previews
it
are
don't
weird.
Feel right. I told
wait a minute.
Hold on.
Sit down for a long motherfucking time.
I told pick your boots up. That's all I'm looking at.
Look, I told her anytime you see a black movie and they got music going like down, and like, what the fuck is this shit? Like,
and the shit gets serious out of nowhere. Well, maybe I do have.
And then somebody singing in the background.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Like, what the fuck?
I'm gonna get all my people.
I can't just be free.
Doing that.
When they do that soulful ass speech.
Just so everybody knows.
I wasn't going to the movies. I was gonna catch.
I was gonna bootleg it.
Yes,
I wasn't gonna
do it. But also, just so everybody
that
knows.
hope we come on Netflix and I might catch it.
Just so everybody know, black folks back then never said Weez is gonna be doing. We didn't talk like that. That every time a black person talk, they would edit their shit. Like if they talk and they quoted it in the newspaper, they would write it that way. But that ain't how they actually talk. Right. They actually got recordings of black folks from that time that was slaves.
Listen,
they
ain't talk like that. There's a whole lot of shit we ain't do, and a whole lot of shit. There's a whole listen. We can't even go there. But
right.
we are legitimately
shit no one else
the only race that has no motherfucking clue about your whole past, about your history,
we don't
about
know
nothing.
Shit.
You don't know shit.
Check this shit out.
Fuck all of that.
My son does a project, and it was, I would say, it was militant as fuck, right? But it was the dopest project that they had.
And it was like,
right, and so no, he had, he made this magazine. He was, what was it called? Conflict and like not solution. It was alliteration. So it was two C's, conflict and something about solution. I forgot what the conflict and compromise. And so he decided to talk about the civil rights era, but he gave like the he went there with it, right? It wasn't. He's 13, just made 13. He was I think this was a 6th grade project, right? And so he's one of those light skinned militants, right? And so he's 25% white. He's upset about it.
Right.
And so
he's like, fuck that.
And so his project wasn't the MLK, kumbaya type story. It told the story of George Steeney, who was electrocuted at 14 years old for a crime he did not commit. It talked about Rosewood. It talked about the Tuskegee experiment.
He talked about this?
Oh, yeah. In his magazine. It's a magazine.
I wish I would have been. Was it a stand-up project or you turned it in?
So it's a magazine because it was supposed to be something. It was a criteria, right? For it.
Okay, I thought it was like a presentation. I was like, I've been sitting there like, that shit lit.
So check this out. Let me tell you how they did my boy, okay? Because it was supposed to be a presentation. And so he gets on the page of like, okay, everybody's going to be doing a trifold for their visual. I'm going to make this magazine. It's about to be dope, right? Nobody's going to do a fucking magazine. Right?
Okay.
And so he puts together this magazine and it talks about, like I said, it talks about the Tuskegee syphilis experiment. It's talking about unlawful crimes. It's talking about Black Wall Street. It's talking about
that's good.
He has an old soul. He's talking about that. He's talking about the death of Stokely Carmichael. It's a full page spread of the Black Panthers with assault rifles on the steps of the Capitol.
What district was this?
This is Spring. Right, and he's at an art school, and so they're allowing him to express himself, and so but he goes there, right, and the compromise on his on his note from the editor, he makes a point to say that we're not there yet. Like there really hasn't been any compromise. There's some changes made, but we got a long way to go. And so it's supposed to be a presentation, right? So it comes today to present the project because it's a whole big gallery, right? That's how they have it set up, like almost like a museum, like an exhibit. And they're graded on how many people come to, I guess, admire or inquire about your right. Here's what they tell him. Now everybody got a fucking trifold, but again, there was criteria, and he's thinking he's doing something to be different. It's definitely fit into the criteria, right?
Yeah.
And it would have gone because one of the ideas. It didn't say magazine exactly, but it's like, oh, you can do this, that. He was like, boom, I'm gonna do something like that. I'm gonna do this magazine. And so he's surrounded by all these trifolds, right? And they put him in a sea of trifolds. They didn't put him with the audio people or whatever, where people don't have this big thing to look at.
You're talking about that science experiment poster.
They put him in this. They put him in a sea. They put him in a little desk on a sea of trifolds, right? And then he's like, okay, well, I'm just gonna, start talking. He's like, and then they're like, oh, we've decided that your presentation has to speak for itself. You're not allowed to speak.
What?
And he's like, well,
changing the rule change.
And he was like, how? Well, what can I move my desk? Because everybody has a poster board around me. I don't have the same. Can I move to a different section with other? Because other people were allowed to write papers, and they were in a different section. Can I move over there?
So they're having some big visual,
right?
And he does have to speak to present his situation because it's a magazine,
right? And so he's
far beyond the fucking science experiment.
Trial poster board. And so he's like,
that was so. But you know what? That was so brilliant for him to say, "I'm gonna do a magazine." Who else did a fucking magazine?
Exactly. Nobody did a magazine. And it was magazine like print. Like I took the time to print it. Like I didn't slight him on production value. I'm like, okay, we're gonna have. I'm gonna use the good paper. Yeah. I'm gonna have this properly binded because you put in some work. Yeah. And so I'm gonna make sure it's not gonna be some little inkjet. You know, whatever.
Okay, so what grade do you want?
And so he got an A. He got a quiet A. He got a silent A.
Because they couldn't. They
couldn't. And he got all these. They're like, man, you did so legit. They're like, man, you did such a good job on this project. Yeah. It's so detailed. You did so much better than everybody. And my son is pissed. Because he's like, yeah, she said, nobody wanted to come see your project. He's like, what do you mean nobody wanted to come see? They didn't know I was here.
Yeah, it was like
you wouldn't let me say anything. Exactly. Everybody else is allowed to talk, and people are coming. They're like, yeah, but they were allowed to talk because people came into their project. They're like, nobody knew that there was something on this desk. They thought it was just paper on a desk. They're going from one trial
because he has to.
That's what my sister said. My sister was like, fucking talk anyway. Fuck that shit. But they
he should have stood in the middle of the floor.
Yes.
Hey, come check this out.
Come check this out. Come check out my magazine.
And you know, my son.
Check out the album Emancipation Why.
Drop it.
Or at least say, come check out my magazine.
Yeah, and so, but they really, and so he dialed it back the next year, and he still got hold. And so this year, it's his 8th grade year, and he's like, I'm not doing shit. And I'm like, I feel you.
Oh, fuck them.
He's like, I'm gonna do a poster, and I ain't got shit else for him.
Okay,
like, I feel you.
yes, we have one more segment. Talk about the segment, fans. Go.
Okay, so our last segment that we
better not be doing no fucking. He just ran in the house before. Better not be doing no fucking. Okay. Go ahead, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Our last segment.
Bitch, I'm an old bitch. I don't even go in the house. Like, I just point to and show where it's at. You know what word I'm saying? Right there, baby. We don't do no shit like that. Okay, I know how to keep it right where keep it right here. Okay.
Okay, so our last segment.
Is back to reality. Yeah, so we do a listen. We got 1, 2, 3. Hey, back to life. Hey, back to reality.
And that's really where we just kind of talk about some real shit. Really, all night been some real shit.
Yeah, but we talk about something that's like really going on. But we didn't talk about shit going on. But it could be it could be real. It could be Donald Trump. It could be Kylie. It could be whatever. But it's just like something. Closing out the show, just a reality segment. Basically.
My back to reality is we're in Houston, Texas. I don't know how many listeners we have out of the state, but I'm sure we got a few.
Well, it's just one. Don't say I'm saying don't say my back to reality segment. We only just doing the one topic. I don't want her to think it's like everybody go around and do it.
No. Well, that wasn't my point. I was saying the people who live in Texas. Yes. Anyway, the people who live in Texas or Houston. Because we
got some listeners outside.
That's what I'm saying.
Because look, I got a new listener in California.
We got listeners outside the state. Yes, we do.
I got a listener in New York. I do.
Okay, so anyway, the past weekend, there was a 60-year-old woman. Her name was Sheila Henry. She went to the gas station to go fill her husband's truck up for some gas for the weekend. Yeah. And a 15 and a 16-year-old ran up on this woman.
I couldn't watch it. I know.
Jay Prince talked about it. He said, if y'all see them, you know, y'all need to get them because that could have been any one of y'all grandmothers.
Yeah. But they were 15 and 16 years old.
But it don't matter. You can't
This is what I'm telling you.
Wait. So he just came back. So this is our last segment that we wrapped the show up.
They had sang a song and stuff, and it was back to life. Okay.
Back to reality segment. Go.
Okay, so I was talking about how Sheila Henry, a 60-year-old woman, went to the grocery store. Not the grocery store, the gas station. I'm a little full too. She went to the gas station to go fill her husband's truck up Saturday night because he had to go to work Sunday, so he was taking a bath. So she just going to the same store she go to every Saturday
because he got to go to work Sunday.
Sunday morning. And that woman, she gonna go fill that truck up.
gotta go to bed.
He gotta go to bed.
Had a meal cooked and everything.
So she pumping her gas, and two young punks, 16 and 15. Now we don't know their name because they're juveniles, so we'll never know who they really are.
Aquarius, that's one of the names. It gotta be.
Aquarius.
Wait, you know what?
Wait a minute. When I posted it on Facebook, what I said was, I bet his mom was one of those mothers that said, "Don't say shit to my child." These 16-year-old, 15-year-old dragged this old woman through the parking lot. But the old woman, she must have been, I don't want to say fifth ward, but she fought the motherfuckers back. That's why they was fighting her, because she was like,
fifth ward.
Yeah, she said she didn't know how to. She said she didn't know how to go home.
Panties.
She said all she could think about is she couldn't go home without her husband's truck.
Well, they didn't take the truck.
They took it.
No, because Trey was getting some stuff fixed on the truck.
They got the truck back.
No, they took the truck.
Oh, they took the truck?
They took
the whole streets knew what was going on with them.
Oh, and they snitched on them niggas so the streets. Oh, okay, so Tekashi would have been great for him.
I don't know nobody snitched.
We just bring Tekashi in the
I don't know nobody snitched. What I do know is
they
didn't have no safe.
Jay Prince got involved, put a video on Instagram. Trey, all these street niggas got involved. They said, "No, nigga, you're done.
You're done."
Tekashi,
because you doing.
Bring him in. Drop him in the middle of the hood. Drop him in the middle of the hood and find the information. Bring it back to us.
Social security numbers 647.
But I'm gonna say this, but anybody who shared it on Facebook said, like, if y'all know who these niggas is, tell. Because you know, but this is what I'm saying, because that snitching shit. That only work for like dry ass snitching.
Yeah.
You snitching that don't got shit to do with you, or you got caught with your dope, so you finna set this
nigga. First of all,
you part of the organization.
Wait,
you
in
on
the
everybody
streets,
in the whole
period,
thing.
you don't talk. There's no. You get snitched because these 15-year-olds jumped the old lady.
That's true.
No, nigga. No, nigga.
No.
This is some.
She ain't gangbanged in a long time. She don't know the new rules.
She don't know the new rules.
But she ain't gangbanged in a long time.
I'm a 1995 gang.
No. If somebody killed a kid,
real bumpable around here.
If somebody kill a kid, you talk. You don't dry snitch. You don't. Yes. She's like, what? You talk? Nigga, you sing on the connect. And
you tell the nigga to turn himself in.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever it go, however it go, when it comes to some cold-blooded ass murder,
you ain't supposed to be able to dial 911.
I'll do it.
She go 411.
I'll do it.
211.
No, listen, I'm a civilian. I'm a civilian. That does not apply to me.
She said I was a civilian. I snitched on all of bitch. I was regular. So first of all,
if you are in the street gang, if you are in a gang, if you
that's
are
not the type of snitching they talking about. That's not the type of snitching they talk about, because if someone kills a child and you go and say something, that ain't no fucked up street shit.
There's a whole manual. There's a whole manual. You need to download the index.
We watching Power right now.
This is Power though, because that's official.
Do you think that? Hold on.
She's talking about
Turtle. What's the nigga? What's the nigga who Tommy just blasted?
Hey, I'm like, I don't want to talk about.
I haven't watched it yet.
I'm so many seasons behind. What are we talking about?
Okay, so listen, I can't.
What do you say?
Okay, the nigga got.
Who is Turtle?
Listen, Turtle. I call him Turtle.
We're getting way off subject. That wasn't even my point of my back to reality. My point of my back to reality was, we need to save our fucking youth.
We what? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see that coming. Yes.
We need to save our youth.
Because they was 15.
They was 15 and 16. Robbing the old lady.
I mean, it's all about your parents, too.
Yeah, it is about your parents, too. It is. But the parents need to stop being the bitches that say, don't say nothing to my motherfucking kids.
Yeah.
Point blank, period. Like, you know, they are future. Bitch, teach them well, and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside.
And give them
what?
A sense
of pride.
A pride.
This is one word.
And make it easier.
We have now
make the children
Remind us.
Of what? Of what?
What it used to be.
Of what it used to be.
Wrap it up.
Listen.
We're
I
not
told myself
Dave
a
Chappelle.
long time ago. Never walk in anyone's shadow.
No one shout.
If I fail,
If I fail,
and if I succeed,
at least
I have my dignity.
And whoop their ass.
Because what?
The greatest.
No. Because the greatest.
Love
Like sexual check. Because the greatest.
The greatest.
All right.
Love of all.
Listen.
We might as well finish. Fuck you. Wait.
Yeah.
Inside of me. Yeah.
Please say.
Well, we said
Oh, you know, okay, December 2020. Yeah, come
I
to
don't know
America.
if I'm interested in that.
December 2020.
I
I listened to so Lunel. If anybody's familiar with Lunel, the comedian, the fat crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's in it, and I just listened to Jason Lee, Hollywood Unlocked, their
Something you
podcast.
can't do.
No, she said it's fucking phenomenal.
I bet she did. Something's okay. So you're gonna watch the
I
new
just
Jack?
heard.
Okay, are we gonna watch the new Jack City too? The reboot?
No.
That's not a reboot of New Jack City.
Yeah, no,
coming.
they heard.
There's a reboot of New
This
Jack
is not a
City?
reboot.
Coming.
This is a Coming to America 2.
Sequel.
This is not a reboot. There's different from a reboot. No, Lunel said
It's the
the
portrait.
script is off.
Well, why don't they just
Lunel
name
is off
something
the chain.
else?
Fuck
Why don't
that.
you just name
She's off the
something
chain.
else?
I'll fuck with her.
Why don't you just name it something?
No,
Why
it's
is
Coming to America 2, or
No.
it's Back to
It's a sequel.
Africa, or whatever.
Yeah, that's what they
I
should
don't
do. So I
know.
won't have expectations that just call it back to Africa.
Hello.
It might not. We don't even know the title. See how y'all dissing it? We don't even know if it's Coming to America 2.
And it got Eddie Murphy.
could be Back to motherfucking Moo 2. Whatever fuck he was living at.
That was racist as fuck.
Where was
Yeah,
it at?
that's why they don't fucking like
Where was it
her.
at? It was Zamunda. Back to Zamunda, nigga.
Zamunda.
Back to Wakanda.
So Moo 2 was different from that. Thank you. Look, we
went
Okay,
over.
listen. So remember, don't forget to go to the Shit No One Else Says podcast.
Right.
Oh, I forgot to say this. You can email us shit. We do check the email.
Yes.
If you want to be anonymous, just say you want to be anonymous. If you want to
And
talk about the show, leave comments, all that good
Ask
shit.
us questions because we got some dope advice.
Questions, comments, concerns, all that good shit. The Shit No One Else Says podcast. Drop your shit again. New album.
Emancipation Park.
Emancipation
AKA
Park.
Down.
Roger Vaughn. Check me out on Instagram at Roger Vaughn Music.
There we go. Roger Vaughn Music. We got Bobby in the building.
Yes, follow me at Write On Bobby G. That's right, like you write a letter, WRITE.
I'm telling you, scripts
Bobby, BOBBI.
coming soon.
Show coming soon.
All
G.
shit coming soon. Shit, that's it. We
That's
out.
it. We out.
Meow.